Hi, this is Dr. Ray Tari. Welcome to another SolidWorks tutorial. In this tutorial, we talk about Loft, which is a very important feature in SolidWorks. The geometry we are making today is a part like this. It could be a heat shield as well as maybe a flowing device that we have a flow coming from one side and it goes from the other side. So we use Loft to build this part. Let's go to a new part. And we start by going to top plane and make 3 center lines with the angle of 120 degree on top plane. So 120 degree here, and so as between this and this, and the dimension here is 100, as well as here is 100, so as this one. Here we go. So the next thing we do, we go to reference geometry, and we would like to make 3 planes which are passing through these points and are perpendicular to these center lines. So I select here, and this point, this is 1, and I repeat the same thing 2 more times. So I select the line and point. Oh, I should have gone here. Let me just delete this here. That's the one. And I select this again, center reference geometry, and selecting here and here. So I have 3 planes. It looks like this. So the next thing I do here, I go to plane 1 and make it looks like this. So I make a geometry here. I make a simple rectangular shape, and I make this line and this point to be midpoint. We can give the dimension here. The dimension, this one would be 20, and this would be 50. Or actually, make it a little smaller. Make it 40. Okay, this is done. I go to plane number 2, which is this plane. Make it a sketch. This is plane number 2. And in a sketch, I use spline. Go from here, shape like this, and then I make line to connecting them together. So I can maybe bring this one a little bit in the center, and it looks like this now. This is the shape. Give the dimension. Make this one again 40. Actually, because now it's the center, I better to stick with the same value here. And next, I go to plane number 3. Make a sketch on the plane number 3, and I make a half a circle here with 3 points here. So 1, 2, and 3. So shape like this, and I make this to come to the center here, and then I continue making a line and connecting these together. This is too big. Make it 20 instead, and that looks good. So I make these 3 geometries, as you see here. So one is a spline, one is half a circle, and one is a rectangle. And then again, I go to top plane and I make 2 different sketches. So top plane, making a sketch perpendicular, and my sketches again I use a spline. Go from here to here. That's one sketch, and I make again another sketch, use another spline here, and that would be from this point, maybe with different curvature, and this point. So here what we have, so we have three geometry, and all geometries are connected to these two lines from the center. Now the next option and feature is you go to a loft, and in loft, of course, what you have to do is, here is already selected, this is sketch number 6. If you want to change it, you can do, but you have to use two sketches, and these two sketches is going to be kind of morphed together, passing through that path. So you have two profiles, or you can have more than two. Actually, you can have several intermediate profiles, but in this case we have one beginning and one end, as well as we define a guide curve. So let's just remove this guide curve, see what happens without the guide curve. So I select this, oh, let me just go here, I'm here. So this is one, and this is another one, and as soon as I connect them together, you see what happens here is it actually makes this kind of tube shape connecting, oh, it's kind of solid actually now, connecting this rectangular shape to this half a circle. But if I want to have it through this path here, so I go here and I select this line, and I can see it do it through that curvature. So this is my geometry here. So it has to be modified here, because what you can see from this corner, it goes to the other side, and it doesn't seem very kind of coherent. So for making modification, you simply go here to Loft and make an edit, and simply you right click and you go here, show all connectors. Now you can see, of course, when you have a rectangle, you have four corners, and these four corners are connected to 4 points here. But you see, the problem is now this one is connected to this here. These two are connected. If I want to make it more coherent, I may as well bring this one here a little further up there, as well as bringing this one to this, and as you can see, it looks a little better now. So connecting these is more uniform, and let me just have it here. You can see that it looks better now. I could make this one a little lower or higher, so if this is what I need. Let's make the second loft here. So we go to, again, Loft, and obviously in that case I use this, and I go back here and I go to previous loft, and this is my sketch, and this is my shape here, and you can see it's already connected together. And you might have the same problem here as we do. So you go here to Loft, you go to Edit, right click on here, show all the connectors, and here again you can make a modification here. You can see these two are going not correctly, crossing each other's here. So this maybe comes a little further here, this goes here, and as you can see, this has a better maybe a little further here, right here, and now it's more uniform here. So this in the corner, and this is here. So it looks a little better now. As you can see, we have created this here. So if you want to make, for example, this a little bit smaller, then you go here and you go to Edit, and simply you make it a little different here. Just go here, show all the connector here, and if I want to make this side a little less, so I have to make a modification here. Bring this one a little further here, and bring this one here, and bring this one a little further here, and this would be a little smaller here. So there we go, that's what we have. Oh, there is a error here. See what this error is about. Yeah, it actually has to go a little further down here. Everything should be okay. No, not yet. Let me just finish this here. I can review this error one more time. Go here, edit, and go here, show all the connectors. You have 4 connectors here. So this one is here, this one is here, this one is in the other corner. Okay, I have to move it a little further here maybe, and hopefully it's gonna be okay. And it is, see, it's gonna get smaller. And here we have removed that piece there. So the next step would be here. Let's make a few fillets. So we go here to fillet, and I make it 3, and then you perhaps can do all of the angles here. Make a fillet, make it smoother. So here, one more, and one more. And here, and if 3 is too big, so we can make it to 2 later on. And here, and this one. Okay, and I make it reduce that to 2. So that it's quite a bit of work, and that's why it may take a while. So let's see the outcome here. So the outcome, we have a little smoother angles here, and these edges are actually become more modified. So now in order to make that piece on the top, which we have on the other geometry, so we can simply, we have to go and make a plane. Or you might say here, okay, it's repairing because there are some broken edges here, and hopefully it modifies it, because when you do the loft here, so it's not in a straight actually edge, and it requires some modification, but it did it correctly here. As you can see that we have that smooth edge there now. So to making, as I said, the piece that we have, and I believe let me just go here, finish this, and we have this part here. So in order to make this here, what we need to do, we need to make a plane. So let's go again here and make a plane, and that plane obviously it has to be parallel to the top plane. So we have top plane here, and we can go 20, or actually 20 is not, make it 30. Yeah, that should be sufficient enough, and make a plane. And now I'm gonna go and making a sketch on the 4th plane I made. So we go here on the 4th plane, normal into it, and the sketch I'm gonna make is a rectangular shape. So it would be shaped like this. Give the dimension 20 by 20, 20 by 20, and now I make an extrude. So we extrude that shape, and I want to make a contact, so it's the other side, and stop line I make it up to the body, and I select this body, and here is geometry made. Now again, good thing about SolidWorks, if I want to increase the height of this, all you need to do, I have to go to this plane here and make a modification in the plane, and I can make it, for example, in here 40 instead of 30, and as a result the height of this is going to be a little higher. So let's make a little bit of modification here too. We have some fillet to be done here, so again I'll make it 2, so this side and this side and this side, so we're all filleting this, and here and here and this one and this one. Let's see, so we might need some modification here as well. We're gonna go and we're gonna fix repair the broken features here. So there are a couple of features perhaps here. Otherwise, if this doesn't happen, we have to reduce the size of here or change the position of the square that we made. So it may take a few minutes. Okay, and that was the reason actually. See that this because of this point here. So this is made. So the next step would be we go here. So this is done. We go to shell and we shell this face and this face, all the faces here, as well as this, and of course use the size maybe 0.5. Just want to make very small thickness. There we go. And then we define a plane. So we have the top plane here right there, and we go to make a mirror, and the feature mirror, well, we do the feature body, which is the entire body, and there we go. We make this the geometry, and the whole thing is gonna be mirror, so they're all connected to each other. There seems to be an error here, and the error caused by this feature here, so I have to unselect the merge, and I'm sure this is gonna be done. Yes. And as you can see here now, there's a connecting piece here, so it's connected inside. So you can also make a fillet on this one here if you need. Otherwise, you leave it as is. You can also make a piece here. There are a couple of other features that I may go through it here. If you make a loft, because you have again one initial geometry and then you can do some intermediate and go to the end, you might have some faces. These faces need to be either deleted or has to be patched. So there's an option here, insert faces, and you can delete face and faces or replace them or move them, and it actually fixes if you have something that is not correctly being done. Now let me just make a simple changes here. Now everything is built. By making a small change, you might actually cause some errors here. Go to Loft one and I make the change here. Go here and I go show all the connector, and let's make it a little bit of less realistic. I go this one here and this one goes here, and so you see the geometry can drastically change because now I change this position here, and you can see that now these two are getting way too small in these two edges. Again, sometimes if you don't do it correctly, this can distort the entire geometry, and as a result you will have some problem. Here also actually we do have a problem, and the problem is because now the fillet is not doable, so I just have to maybe go back and fix it. Anyway, so this conclude our tutorial on how to make loft. There could be much more than what we discovered here. you can, again, as I mentioned, you can give more than one geometry, more than two sketches. You can have 5, 6, 7 sketches, and then instead of actually having one coherent path or curve guide, you can have several of them connected together. This would be a very handy feature using SolidWorks. Thank you very much.